Close your eyes and picture the last time you were in a car, stuck in traffic. Or the last time you meant to go to the gym to work out, but by the time you got home, there just wasn't any time. Or the last time you were victim to the volatile changes in gas prices. Or the last time you spent 15 minutes driving around downtown looking for a parking spot and ended up walking 6 blocks to your destination anyway. I'm Sanelma, and I'm here to suggest a way to fix these problems. But first, let me tell you my story. I was born in April of 1998. It was an unseasonably cold April, and the day my parents were ready to bring me home from the hospital, cold, sleeting rain threatened the brave young spring flowers. My parents didn't own a car, but they didn't let this harsh weather stop them, and after a half-hour walk tucked snug against my father's chest, I arrived to my new home. Perhaps for the better, the nurses forced my mom to take a cab. I lived without a car for the first 13 years of my life. During that time, I learned the value of alternative transportation, and particularly biking. Both of my parents had baby seats strapped to the backs of their bikes, and I would happily ride along to the grocery store, to the pool, to the library, or to the bus stop. On the rare occasions that I did ride in a car, I would first travel with my dad, by bike of course, to the AnnArbor Airport's car rental to pick it up. When my twin brother and sister were born, we bought a bike trailer which functioned not only to cart around my siblings, but also to lug back groceries from a nearby Kroger. As I entered middle school, I became aware of the cultural expectations around me. None of my friends ever biked anywhere. I tried to get to gymnastics early every day in order to hide my bike behind a pillar, and I caught a ride with friends as often as possible. But as I grew up and out of silly middle school social norms, I realized the power that biking gave me. On the first day of cross-country practice, I could navigate Ann Arbor as well as the upperclassmen who ran with their driver's licenses attached to their keychains. I was never stuck at home, unable to find a ride to a friend's. I could go where I wanted, when I wanted. And it was actually pretty great. I hate to ruin the romantic vision of my carless family, but we did buy a used car when I was in the 8th grade. I even got my driver's license on my 16th birthday, but my first solo drive wasn't until a week later. And it was to the bike store to fix a flat tire. Now, I'm a senior in high school, but I still bike to school every day, even in the rain and cold. I'm no longer embarrassed, the way I was in middle school, to be known as the girl who bikes everywhere. Rather, it is something that I am proud of. There are many reasons that people choose to commute by bike, which include saving money on gas or car maintenance, easy to find parking, or inspiring your family and friends. I will focus on 3: the environment, our physical health, and our mental health. Clearly, helping to protect the environment is a major advantage to cycling. According to the EPA, 27% of US carbon emissions come from transportation, over half of which is from passenger cars. Furthermore, a full quarter of all trips driven by Americans are 1 mile or less in length, which amounts to 25 million miles a day driven unnecessarily. If all of these short trips could be walked or biked instead of driven, we would prevent 10.6 million kilograms of CO2 emissions from being released into the atmosphere in just 1 single day. That's a lot. Many people also bike for their physical health. I'm sure everybody here knows about America's obesity epidemic, so I won't lecture you on the risks of not moving enough. Well, okay, here's just a couple: hypertension, diabetes, stroke, heart attack, or premature death. The Department of Health and Human Services recommends 150 minutes of exercise a week, which can easily be accomplished with a 15-minute commute to work or school, 15 minutes home, 5 days a week. No need to waste time staring at the blank wall in front of a treadmill. Now, the environment and my body are important, of course, but those aren't the main reasons that I choose to bike. I bike because it makes me happy. It makes me feel strong and proud, like I can do anything. I mean, If I can pedal to school in the middle of a blizzard, an in-class essay will be nothing in comparison, right? Countless studies have shown the positive effects of both exercise and sunshine on mood. Exercise has been shown to ease depression, stress, anxiety, and insomnia, sometimes more effectively than medication. Sunshine also releases serotonin in our brains, which is the chemical that makes us happy. Although unfortunately, we don't have very much sunshine here in Southeast Michigan. I conducted an anonymous online survey of 124 people. Those who had biked in the past week rated their happiness an average of 8.4 on a 10-point scale. For those who never or rarely bike, happiness was significantly lower, 6.5 out of 10. Lastly, I want you to close your eyes again. This time, picture yourself outside, biking. Maybe you're thinking that it'll be inconvenient, or that you'll be some weirdo out there alone on the street. However, Bicycling.com rated Ann Arbor among its top 50 bike-friendly cities in the United States, and while it certainly isn't perfect, biking in Ann Arbor is relatively safe and easy to do. Ann Arbor has over 80 miles of bike lanes, more than 400 bike hoops, and 26 secured bike lockers. In fact, statistics compiled by the Ann Arbor government showed that by the end of 2014, more than 1 in 20 Ann Arborites biked to work. This is 6,000 people outside biking every day. I am proud to be one of them. Sometimes, especially on beautiful days in the spring, I'll stop my bike at a red light behind 1, 2, or sometimes even 3 other cyclists waiting for the light to turn green. Sometimes we greet each other good morning. Sometimes we smile and nod. Or sometimes we just feel each other's presence. Even if we don't say anything at all to each other, there's a special connection I feel with every other cyclist out there on the road today. I hope to feel that connection with each one of you someday soon. Thank you.